Yes, Šrí Mátadží to everyone. We'll start our session, Uncle. Uncle, like the last time, I would like to start the session with some photos. Mayank, is it possible?
This was the photo taken in 1978 on Marve Beach near Bombay, near Mumbai. As I told you last time, we used to go there quite often. And with some Yogis, Šrí Mátadží told us to spend a weekend, and suddenly she also joined us. And as I told you before, Šrí Mátadží always used to crack jokes and make us laugh. This was one of the photos which I got as a present from one of my brothers and sisters from abroad. So this was some sessions of photos in Rauri in 1983. So this was Dhumalankal with Šrí Mátadží.
Uncle, I've heard that mother had spent a lot of time in Rauri. Were you able to attend those sessions back in Rauri with mother?
Yes. This was in 83, but I was there in 79 also. 79. I don't exactly remember how many times I had been there, but previously the Maharashtra tours used to start from Rauri.
Okay. The agriculture college in Rauri. Mother has spoken about that in multiple.
Yes, but Dhumalankal used to live near the station of Rauri, and Šrí Mátadží used to come and stay with him. At least when I was there, she was staying with him.
Oh, nice. Mike, we'll go to the next photograph.
Next one. So at that time, as I told you, Šrí Mátadží used to give us the possibility of taking photos with her. And this is one of the photo. You can see next one. As is the same. Šrí Mátadží had kindly allowed us, brother and sister, to take photo with her.
Is that your sister, Uncle?
Yes, she is Meenakshi from UK. I got married in 85 and she got married in 83. And since then, she is staying in the UK, London.
Okay, she's your real sister, Uncle?
Yes.
Wow.
You were just two. Beg your pardon?
The entire family was a Sahajogi, Uncle, in your case?
Yes.
Wow, very nice.
This photo I got as a present from Warik uncle, whom I told about. And when I came to France, we were very close. It was a really close-knit family. And this is one of the 3 photos which existed at that time, which was on the passport of Šrí Mátadží. When Šrí Mátadží went to the UK first time in December 73, and one of them was given to Warik uncle, and he gave me his own photo. That time you could not make copies and all that. So he gave me his own. Later on, I made a digital copy of it so that everybody can see it. So next. This was in 1990 in Montfermeil ashram in Paris. So I was taking down, Šrí Mátadží was giving Indian names to the Western Yogis. And I used to write down those names, and she used to even tell the meaning of the name.
Okay, so, why would she give Indian names to Western Yogis? What would be the reason for that?
Many a times, like she used to give the names which are very much corresponding to that person. Like, for example, very elderly lady in Mulhouse, the east of France, she was sort of the first one. She gave a name Adya. Adya means the first one, the primordial. And then she used to give names with like somebody is called Mayank, and Šrí Mátadží will give some name with starting with M. And for some reasons, these names obviously corresponded to the person. Like, for example, there is one Sajogi in Paris, and Šrí Mátadží gave him the name Kabir, but his name is Ronan, R-O-N-E-N. And he used to play a lot of, he used to play music. He made a lot of poems on Šrí Mátadží, lot of songs. So he was like a Kabir. So Šrí Mátadží gave him the name Kabir. So all these names which Šrí Mátadží gave had some, I mean, it was not just by chance. Let me just tell you, whatever happened with Šrí Mátadží, though we thought it was just by chance, like in France we say hazar, parazar. No, nothing was by chance. You will see afterwards, nothing was left to chance. Everything was very well organized. Who should come in front of her? What should happen? Everything was decided. If that answers your question.
Yes, uncle. Decided in the sense, who would decide? It would be the divine planning. It would happen.
Of course.
Or somebody would decide it. How would it work?
Yes. So in 1988, Sahasrara Puja in Italy, Šrí Mátadží said that how it was decided in the heavens before Šrí Mátadží came down on the earth. So she gives a full detail of what was decided. You can listen to the talk. Not only that, but you will see later on who has to come in front of Šrí Mátadží, who should not come. Everything is, of course, it's Adi Shakti who decides finally. Like, it's very easy to understand. If a president from a very small country goes to another country, before he lands there, all his spies, all his people with snipers and everybody goes there to see if the place is nice, and for his protection, for his guidance, everything is taken care of. Should he shake his hand with, should he say namaskar? Everything is taken care. So if this could happen with a president of a small country, when Adi Shakti comes on the earth, everything is being taken care of. And everything what she says, everything what she, I wouldn't say desires, but vision, everything will be there. Like, just to give an example, Ganpati Pule started in December 85, but 3-4 years before she was talking about Ganpati Pule. And the first marriages started in this place which we saw the photo the last time, Nilambar, 78. And Šrí Mátadží had already started talking in 73, 74 about these marriages. So her vision is completely very clear. We'll come to that later on. We can come to that even in her talks. We can see how she tells us what can happen and all that. So everything is sort of arranged. Now only our job is to become good instruments in her hands. Does that reply your question?
Yes, uncle. Yes, uncle. Thank you so much for explaining that.
Okay.
So, uncle, first and foremost, I wanted to ask you, if mother, was able to tell or judge, if something is going on in your mind without, we even telling her.
Yes.
Would you like to share some instance on that particular front?
Yes, two very strong instances which marked, a lot of instances happened, but like 78, I told I was in Nilambar and I used to take care of the money part of it as far as the shopping was concerned, the newspapers. I used to go with the kitchen, the cook to buy vegetables and all those things. And at that time, we had some yogis from abroad. And Šrí Mátadží told me to, because I was fully available, she told me to take them to different places. like museum, Elephanta Caves, Marve, I don't know, many places, like take them to some films, so that they will not be sort of bored. So I took them everywhere, and they were, I don't know, something like 8 or 10. And it was rather hot, and at least for the foreign yogis. And we used to feel thirsty. We used to go to the restaurant to drink limca. And some of them, for some reason, thought that everything is free. And they, while going out, they never had the habit of paying for that limca. And this restaurant fellow used to tell me, these two people, they have not paid. At that time, limca was 50 cents, 50 paisa. And I used to pay from my pocket. I was a student, and I just my pocket money. And then I told my father that all the pocket money is going in this limca. He said, no, you should not ask them for money, anything. Let them not pay. They are like guests, they are our gods. So, okay, it's your money. So I shelled out quite a lot of money from my pocket. And 79, when we can call them foreign yogis, but yogis from abroad, when they came, everybody had some or the other role to play. And nothing was given to me. I was quite surprised. I said, I don't know why. Then I realized that the leader of that time had sent, I don't know, some rumors or something, saying that Avdhut, he pocketed some collective money. He sort of not stole, but he did some, he did not keep the accounts properly. I felt like laughing. In fact, the reality was just the opposite. But of course, I did not say anything. And then there was a public program in Borivali. And that time, Šrí Mátadží, she told us, you go to this place. This Marve, we saw this photo. Said Avdhut, and there was some other yogi will take care of you. And then she said, Avdhut, you should not spend anything from your pocket. And she told them, Avdhut has spent a lot of money from his pocket. Don't allow him to spend money from his pocket. And she said, they've got a lot of money. They will pay for their expenses. And it was like, she was giving a clean cheat to me, saying that it was just the opposite. And so many people were there. And from that time, I knew that whatever you do, if it's clean, some other time, it will certainly come out. So there is no problem about that. Again, I'm repeating, before 2011, after 2011. Okay. So this is one of the things which the allegations were proved to be false, and nobody had told Šrí Mátadží. This is one main thing. Then also second time what happened was in Mahakali Puja 82 Lonavala. My father was taking care of all the financial aspects, and I was helping him. There was a bag with all the money inside. That time we were having this cash. So my father said, go and just count how much we got and everything. And I think so the puja was on, but I was doing that. And then puja finished, and we came back, the bag money is gone. And I was really so much moved. They said, okay, we'll just go and inform Šrí Mátadží. And then there was one Golap uncle from Bombay, my father and me, we three went, and we went and told Šrí Mátadží. We went to the another bungalow. Šrí Mátadží was sleeping, and she was about to, somebody was massaging her feet or something, and we didn't want to disturb her. So we told just in front of her door, we prayed to her and we came back. Everybody, we were all staying together and everybody was quite surprised who could take the money. Everybody said, you see our bags and this and that. And the father said, no, we have told Šrí Mátadží, and she said, I will take care of it. Then we slept. I could not very much sleep, but anyway, we slept. And in the morning when I got up, I saw that the money is there, back there. It seems that some yogi, how do you say, he had some ill ideas, and then he gave back the money. So just to tell you that even if you tell in front of the photo, in front of her, it's as effective as when we tell. Sometimes when we tell physically, it's not that effective. Our connection with her is not there. So these are the two things we can tell.
Uncle, I just wanted to know, if there is any instance that you would like to share, mother, wherein mother, would share her love for her children.
Oh, so many times.
Something that you would have experienced personally, or you would have seen someone,
yes,
someone, if any instance you would like to share.
Last time I told about this, I met Šrí Mátadží in the lift, and about my head, it was hot and all that. But one instance very much I remember, it's so hard to forget. We in Bombay, we used to have everybody get the milk from RA Milk Colony at that time. There was no private or anything. And once they were on strike, and I had to go to Šrí Mátadží's house for giving some things. And they somehow at about 10 o'clock, they got some milk from some private, Bhaiya Tavila, they had some private cows or buffaloes. So they had some milk, very small amount. And about 10 o'clock, they were drinking the first tea. And they brought, and it was a small cup, a small cup of tea. I don't know even if it was half. And I was just sitting on the ground, and Šrí Mátadží put half of it in the cup saucer and gave me. I cannot tell what I felt. I was not very much fond of tea. I said, no, Šrí Mátadží, I don't want. She said, no, take. And she gave me half of that. So really, how much she really loved us from heart. I mean, she loved all of us, It's just not me. I don't think so. It's just me or some people. She gave love exactly the same to all of us. Secondly, once I wanted to play judo, and I bought this, they have the kimono, there's some dress. And I was with Šrí Mátadží, and I said, I want to go now. So she said, where? I said, I have to judo classes. She said, judo classes? No. Judo, it spoils the chakras. No judo. I said, but I've got this kimono. And she always used to say, Samudra Fekunde, said, throw that kimono in the sea. And he said, no, you can do exercises if you want, but no judo. So these are very small instances where Šrí Mátadží helped us to understand many things.
Any other pointers that Šrí Mátadží would have said no to? Judo seems like a very very weird thing to say no to, uncle. So anything else that mother would suggest that this is not good or that is not good? Any specific instance that you would like to?
Yeah, how she corrects her children.
We keep hearing about probably drinking and smoking and all these habits, but judo is something like a new thing that I've heard. So anything else that you would like to share, uncle, where she has said no for certain things?
Yes, of course, You mean to say just physical exercises or anything else?
The exercises, physical exercises front, anything that she has said no to. Say for example, gymming. I'm just asking from guidance perspective.
From, I told, because I was this, must be knowing in India, in Bombay, there was Talwarkar gymnastic, very famous in Dadar, Matunga. So I told I am doing gym and this. So she said, gym you can do, but judo no. But for other things, she like for my mother, she had told my mother to walk bare feet on the ground every day morning. There is also another talk recently I saw Shrí Mátadží saying walking is good for Sahaja-yogis. But to my knowledge, anything what she has done, obviously this judo, karate and all these are violent things, which now I realize could really affect our chakras.
Okay, Uncle. Okay, Uncle, moving ahead, Uncle. I just wanted to know, Uncle, any specific example that you would like to quote, where mother actually gone and corrected any yogi or any of her children? How would she function on that particular front? Any specific example that you would like to quote?
Yes. See, when in 78, I think so 78 or 79, I don't remember the year, we were in the tour, and that time a yogi from Australia, he had joined us, and he did not know anything about Sahaja Yoga. So I used to sit in the car telling all these mantras and everything. And Šrí Mátadží told us that she will give public programs in Maharashtra. So we were rather close, and when he went back, he came back with 40 Sahaja Yogis from Australia, which had never happened before. He went north, south, east, west to spread Sahaja Yoga in Australia. So he was very close to us. We had taken a, liking for our families to come to our house and all that. So next time he came, he said that, what should I bring for you? And we told him to bring that head. We called it a head. It's for the tape recorder. The main part is the small head on which the tape moves. And when the tape moves a long time, the head gets erased. It gets less efficient. And that head, we did not get it in Bombay. So we had to get it from abroad, or, So we said, okay, this. And then my father, he had a camera, and he did not have a flash. That time the camera's flash was separate. So he said, bring him flash. And then when he came, he brought flash, he brought cassettes, I don't know, all those things, and the head also. And then we said, oh, how much you have to pay? He said, no, this is a present from me and all. And we really didn't want to take it as a present. Then I told Šrí Mátadží, please tell him that take. Then Šrí Mátadží said, what did he bring? I said, this is his, all those things. And I still remember we were coming back from Bordi. He was in the train. And Šrí Mátadží was so angry with me. She pulled my ears, literally. And she said, you're doing business in Sahaja Yoga? It's not a business. Sahaja Yoga is not a business. Throw everything in the sea. Samudra Trikunde. And that time, I pulled my ears, used to reply to Šrí Mátadží. And I said, Šrí Mátadží, you can throw everything, but this head we don't get in Bombay. She said, okay, you can keep the head, but don't keep the other things. Give him back to him. We give them back. Sahaja Yoga is not a business. So this is something which really she told us. And even before I came in 23rd April 85, she told how the people get spoiled when you come to, she specifically told France, but could be even in the West. in Paris. This talk was there. And also how she corrects us in the Guru Puja 85, if you want to listen. Very, very strong words and very, it was my first puja in the West, and I can never forget that. Okay, so everything is on the tape.
Which puja again, uncle? Guru Puja 1985.
Guru Puja 85, Shamaran, Paris.
Okay, uncle. Okay, uncle, next question that I wanted to ask you. A lot of times we hear that, deities tend to work for mother. Any specific example wherein you would have experienced this yourself, when some deity was working for mother?
Yes. Now, there was one Mr. Iyengar. I'm changing the names for it's better. There was one Mr. Iyengar who was a civil engineer in US. When he came to India, he gave some cards to Sajogis, and on the card it was written his name and then his rates, like giving realization $1, curing or something $2, something like that. And the people felt a bit bizarre, a bit funny about it, and started having headache. Anyway, so Šrí Mátadží, I don't know if they told Šrí Mátadží or not, but we were in Prabhadevi. It was 4th floor on Kalpana Didi's apartment. We were all sitting and they were all trying very level best for him to go with Šrí Mátadží to Delhi. And somehow things did not happen as she wanted, as we tried. But maybe Šrí Mátadží was playing some tricks. So anyway, so he was there and we were talking, and suddenly he said, Šrí Mátadží, it's so difficult to have you on the telephone. It's easier to contact Indira Gandhi than to contact you by telephone. And we found it all a bit insulting. And I was small, so I mean, we were just sitting, and suddenly it was very tense atmosphere. Modi uncle, he is 6 feet tall, so he got up and he said to this Mr. Iyengar, one more word from you, and I'll throw you out of the window. Šrí Mátadží was there in front. And he said it in such a tone that I think so he meant it. We were on the 4th floor. So this Mr. Iyengar, he just got up and he said, bye-bye, madam, to Šrí Mátadží. And he went away. And we all, the atmosphere became less tense. And Šrí Mátadží said, this Hanuman, Sri Hanuman, he talked through Mr. Modi. And then this fellow, Iyengar, he had long hair and all that. And he went to, I think so, some Orissa or some place in the jungles. As I told you last time, these yogis in the jungles, they all know Šrí Mátadží, the real ones. And he met one of them, a real one, and he told the story. And this fellow said, do you know whom you insulted? You insulted Adi Shakti. Go and ask for forgiveness. So he felt so much repented. He cut all his hair. He became bald. And he came to say sorry to Šrí Mátadží. And first time when we came, in the airport, Šrí Mátadží was to go at some time, but there was a taxi strike and he could not come in the correct time. Second time, Šrí Mátadží, it never happens. Šrí Mátadží went inside just maybe 5-10 minutes before. Just when she entered the inside, he came. So he missed her. And third time also something happened. And then Šrí Mátadží says, because he insulted me, Hanumana will see to it that he will never come in front of me. So this is something which is difficult to understand, but it happened. Even that time, there was one minister whom Šrí Mátadží, people were trying for him for interview with Šrí Mátadží, and it never happened. Never happened. For some reason, it did not work out. So it is just what we have to pray, that we don't go out of the goodwill of Šrí Mátadží. We should always keep her pleased. And that's what I told before, that our attention should be on her, so that we keep her pleased. That's very, very important with our thoughts, words, and deeds. This prayer which we said just now.
Just for my understanding, Uncle, you've changed the name of the person that you're talking about.
Yes.
And this person was never able to meet Mother at all?
No.
Not at all?
No.
I think we should all take care and ensure that none of the deities are ever unhappy with us.
The deity. You see, I'm not saying something which is out of the blue. When some talks, Šrí Mátadží says many times the deities are around. You cannot see them, but they see you. And in some place, she says that they are very happy that I'm telling you the truth. See the vibrations. Even now, if you see the vibrations, they know that I'm telling you the truth, and so they are very happy. So these are some of the things which sometimes it's difficult to mentally understand. But if we just take it into consideration that she is Adi Shakti, she can do anything. In 84 Pandharpur Shivaratri Puja, Šrí Mátadží says God can do anything, everything. So all these small things it's nothing for God. Did I answer your question?
Yes, Uncle. Uncle, you gave an example wherein someone was not able to meet Šrí Mátadží, where the deities essentially work towards probably rooting out someone negative. Any specific example where the deities actually worked to get someone to meet Šrí Mátadží? You physically experienced something like that happening?
Yes. In June 9, 2003, Šrí Mátadží was in Kabela, and my wife had a good opportunity to be in Šrí Mátadží company, to be with her for some time. And one day at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, Šrí Mátadží said, call Avdhut. Somehow they could not contact me. And so the next weekend when I went there on Friday, and I said, I'm here. In case Šrí Mátadží wants, I'm here till Monday. And there was one Sarjogini, elderly Sarjogini, with whom I had gone out for some castle work. We came back about 10:30 at night. It was pitch dark, and in front of the castle, there was hardly any light. So I told this elderly lady, you sit here and I will open the big door. The big door was closed. I will open it from inside. I know how to go, because there was when you go through the big door, on the left hand side there is a kitchen, and on the right hand side there are big staircases. So I went through the staircases, and I was about to go up. I heard some music, some Bhimsen Joshi or something, and when I just peeped a little bit, on the right hand side, Šrí Mátadží was listening to this Bhimsen Joshi, and there was Sir CP. And Šrí Mátadží was busily listening, but when she saw me, she looked at me. I just came out and said, no, Avdhut, at least you should do namaskar. So second time I peeped inside and I did namaskar to like this. And Šrí Mátadží called me. I went there, and Šrí Mátadží appreciated, some things. And that time, somehow I told Šrí Mátadží, please get well, because I don't know, I felt somehow the words came out. Mother, please get well. In Marathi, we say, Šrí Mátadží barawa. Šrí Mátadží replied, "Mi bariच आहे," means I am well. He said, "Ma harkat nahi." Then it is okay. And that time it was, the beginning of this so-called sickness of Šrí Mátadží and all that drama. So then we were in the kitchen, and Šrí Mátadží sent a word through a yogi. She said that, tell the yogis not to worry about my health. I'm working out something. Very important thing, you have to remember this. I'm working out something. Don't worry about my health. So all those things which happened, you have to see it from that light. Who can come in front of Šrí Mátadží? What we can offer to her? Nothing is by chance. Everything is being planned right from the beginning. Though sometimes we might feel, why is it? But every time there is a drama. I always say, do not believe what you see. Šrí Mátadží is much more than what you physically see. There is also another incident in which Šrí Mátadží allowed me to come to her, in front of her. It was in Greece, 1999 Diwali Puja. So we had a folklore dance from south of France, and I really can't dance well. But I wanted to dance in front of Šrí Mátadží. I danced, and Šrí Mátadží saw me dancing. She laughed and laughed and laughed. It was the second time. First, also it happened in 89 Andorra Guru Puja. So anyway, and then she told, person who was looking after Šrí Mátadží, she told this, tell Avdhut tomorrow to come to my room. And what happened was, after some time, Šrí Mátadží had to go for the toilet, and Šrí Mátadží went, and people, they put, the shawls and all that, so that Šrí Mátadží can walk on that. So I said, should I put or not put? I said, sometimes it can be slippery and I don't know. Anyway, finally I got up and I put, my shawl was the last one before the toilet. And in Šrí Mátadží inside, and I put, and in front there was this lady who was tending to Šrí Mátadží and attending to Šrí Mátadží, and she said, Šrí Mátadží has asked you to come tomorrow morning. Then I told, if I would not have put the shawl, I would never have met you, and I would never know. That time there was no mobile or anything. And she said, no, but when Šrí Mátadží wants somebody to see somebody, nobody can stop. And she doesn't want to see somebody, nobody can bring in front of her. So these are the two instances which I can say that I pull my ears, it happened with me, and hope all the time when I was with Šrí Mátadží, I met with the right protocol. I don't know. Many times I don't know. Really, I don't know.
Must be by mother's will only, uncle. I'm guessing.
Yes. Beg your pardon?
I'm saying, uncle, if the protocol was there or not, it must be by mother's will only, uncle. The way you are telling it, I doubt, you or me can ever influence how we behave in front of mother. I think it's up to her only.
So much.
I don't think it's up to us. By listening to you, that is what I realize, uncle.
because also I think sometimes, to be very frank, sometimes I feel we are like a Kathputli in our hands. How do you say in English? Ventriloquism, ventriloquic means she talks and we have to open the mouth. Like in this incident which happened in Guru Puja 85, we were to go to the airport and somebody told us, don't go because there is this, how do you say, there is a lot of traffic jam and things like that. And we did not go, and Šrí Mátadží was very angry. You can listen to this talk. Somebody is on the left, you can really see, it's very, very, very strong talk. And Šrí Mátadží said, Avdhut, why didn't you come? I felt, first of all, felt so bad that I did not go. And then she asked me to tell the name of the person which I did not want to tell. And she's asking me 2-3 times. It was my like she put an off button here. I couldn't say anything. I was just crying. And she said, no, stop crying. Just to tell you that my voice could not come out. It's something which, when I think about it, I'm thoughtless.
Very moving, to say the least. Uncle, mother would often say that, that she would work upon chakras of yogis during public programs. Any specific instance that you would like to quote on this particular front?
Yes, when Šrí Mátadží used to do public programs, many times she told, I take you all on my kundalini and raise my kundalini. And once in this Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, she told me to put my hand on her ajna behind to take out the vibrations. And when I put my hand, it was like a big generator moving. And at one point, I could hardly keep my hand. It was just, the vibrations were just flowing out so with a tremendous speed. So Šrí Mátadží, really, she works with her chakras on our kundalinis to give us realization. A small incident.
Okay, Uncle. Uncle, mother would often talk about attention, that, and I have heard her talking about attention, that my attention is pure attention. Everything works out through that attention. Any specific instance that you would like to quote where you saw this mother's attention working?
Yes, her attention is very much different like ours. Like Ma Kali Puja, Šrí Mátadží talks about this. She said, you should value your attention as I value my attention. You have to value much more of your attention than me, because I can work out many things with my attention. So on this point, I would just, if I may, don't put your attention for yogis, don't put on useless things, wasting of time, like all those new things which have come up. I don't even know the names, like Twitter, Instagram, and FaceTime, waste time. All those things, really, it takes our attention away. And if I may, especially to the youngsters, if I may give some advice, we can say, if you have got time, invest yourself in translating Šrí Mátadží's talks. There are so many talks on Amrita. It's not only for the generations to come, but it enriches us first, because many times we listen to the talks, we then forget about it. Even when we listen, our attention is somewhere else, and main things we sometimes forget. So that helps. Now, some small things about her attention is that we were again the same place, 1979, Delhi, and Ashoka Road. So once Šrí Mátadží had a lot of pain in her left ear. So that time she used to, tell us to put finger, how she works is different. So she called us. Then there was another gentleman. She called us inside. There was Avdhut Pai putting oil, and she was literally in pain. You could feel that she was, you could feel that it was a lot painful. And at that time, this program public was to start in 6:30. And 6:20 or 25, somebody came and said, Šrí Mátadží, people have come out in the pandal. It's about 6:30. And Šrí Mátadží told us both to go out in Avdhut Pai. And in literally 5 minutes, she came out fully ready. And she was in this public program. And I was quite perplexed. And I said, did Šrí Mátadží have the pain? Or did the pain go away just like this? Or Šrí Mátadží did not have the pain? And it worked in my head for 2 years. And in 80, I still remember we were in a train, go to somewhere near Rauri. And Šrí Mátadží was there, and I asked her this question. Do you remember this pain? She said, yes, my pain was there. Because what happened was, during the public program for 3-4 hours, there was not a single sign of pain on her face or anything, anywhere. So I thought maybe the pain has gone away, but I wanted to make sure. So Šrí Mátadží said, when I go to the public program, when I give a realization, my attention is not on my pain. It is on the yogis, on the people. So if my attention is not there, that thing does not exist for me. This is something which difficult to understand, but this is something which really helps. And wherever she puts her attention, it works. Like when I was passing my my BSc, I was trying to get my first class degree, and out of 600, the first class is 360, and I got 339, so 21 marks missing. I was in NCC, and for that I could get 10 marks, and 8 marks as a grace marks, so could get 18 marks. So basically I missed my first class by 3 marks. I've told Šrí Mátadží. That time I used to write a lot of letters to Šrí Mátadží, and I told. And I said, I just missed my first class. And Šrí Mátadží closed her eyes and he said, why Avdhut didn't get his first class? And then somehow, to make the story short, 4th day, he said, Avdhut, you will get your first class, because we have got some rule in which you fit exactly. And he gave me, he went to the Vice Chancellor himself and got my first class. I got that mark sheet, handwritten mark sheet. So just to tell you that how Šrí Mátadží, and Šrí Mátadží told, when she came back, she told that she put her attention. And in many villages, she used to tell me to tell this incident to others. And since that time, I am perfectly believe that whenever we have really something which is not allowing us to be in our thoughtless state, which is always trying to have our attention right on Šrí Mátadží's feet and just keep it. And one incident I can tell you about that this letter, once after 10 days, I bury it, send it to the sea or river. Once, one of these letters I had forgotten to bury it or something, and it got lost. And this letter I got after 4 years, but this is after 2011. And in this letter, I got it after 4 years. In this letter, I had written, Šrí Mátadží, I'm very angry type of a person. Please take away my anger. And secondly, I did not feel that much joy in my meditation. And both these things she had granted to me. So since that time, really, if I have any real problems, not that I have got a cold or something, but which really disturbs me, like all these divisions, all these different dramas going on. Let Šrí Mátadží do her job. We have to just be our good instruments. I'm a little bit deviating from how powerful her attention is. Anything which disturbs us, just write it down to Šrí Mátadží. She has told us this, and put it at the feet of Šrí Mátadží. When we put it, we don't give her conditions. We don't say, Mother, I want you to do this or do that. But Šrí Mátadží, there is something which is disturbing me, not allowing me to be in thoughtlessness, not allowing me to be a good instrument of the divine. I put this at your lotus feet. Please solve it at your convenience. So those things you have to, and when you write it not 10 pages. Just for me, just 1 page is enough. 1 page is quite enough, sufficient. Don't give all the details, and write without any scratches. Put it in front of Šrí Mátadží's feet, as if you are writing a real letter. Okay. Does that answer your question?
What do you do with the letter later on, uncle?
Then I put it in. We can put it in the earth. We can put it in the sea, river, as you feel like.
Okay, uncle.
So, but since that time, I make a copy of it and I keep it with me, so that after 20-30 years, I'll open and see all those things which disturbed me at that time and how they were solved. Troublesome, some collectivity or anything. Like recently, when I heard about these different groups, especially in India, or which troubled me really quite a lot, because I have seen Šrí Mátadží building up this wall of Sahaja brick by brick, and when I see that people, they are, for some other reason, they are trying to divide it.
It's not okay, uncle. I agree with you. That's not okay. Uncle, I'll move to the next question. So the next question essentially is around, uncle, I just wanted to understand, a lot of times, Šrí Mátadží would be able to sense or perceive things in advance. So yes. Anything that you experienced on this particular front?
Yes, as I told you before, this Sahaj marriages, Ganpati Pule, she had seen before. And one very important thing which Šrí Mátadží has told, which is very, very specific, she says in Diwali Puja 2003, that Sahajogis should not worry about these jobs and other things, because they have got a very, very bright future. Their destiny will work it out. It's a 5-minute talk. You can listen to it. Many talks she gives a lot of warnings, like Šrí Mátadží. I listen to a lot of talks and they stick in my mind like gum. Diwali Puja 85, Šrí Mátadží says, Sahaja is so pure, nobody can touch it from outside. You can only touch it from inside. Diwali Puja 85, you can listen to that. This is what is happening now. So whatever Šrí Mátadží says, at least me, I don't take it lightly. Just one more thing which I would like to tell about this not to put attention on one single person. Because what happened was, in May 79, there was one Mr. You can call him Devle. So he was for some reason put out of Sajoga. And when he went out, because Šrí Mátadží wrote to him a very, very simple letter saying that you should, this is not something his saj. He took it very bad and he went out, and of his own. And on 6th or 7th of August 1979, 2-3 months afterwards, I had to go to Nagpur for my higher studies, fire engineering, postgraduate studies. And Šrí Mátadží had called me to take something for the family. So she had come just one day before from UK. And just to tell you, we were staying in Vikhroli. The Satnam Apartments is in Kaf Parade, where Šrí Mátadží was living in Kalpana Didi's house. And my train was to leave from Dadar at 12:30 in the afternoon. Nagpur Express. So I had to go early in the morning to take this some things from Šrí Mátadží, come back to Vikhroli, take a taxi and go to Dadar. And that time we did not have car or things like that. You see, I went very early in the morning at about, I don't know, something like 8:30. I came to Kalpana Didi's house, and I told her I have to go back, and it takes at least 1.5 hours from Vikhroli to this place. Anyway, so they tried to wake up Šrí Mátadží. She did not wake up. Second time again, we after half an hour, 1 hour, because I had to go back, I didn't want to miss the train. And I again pulled my ears for waking up Šrí Mátadží. And when she came out, she was looking very, very disturbed. And I thought, oh God, she's disturbed because of me. I woke her up. She said, no, Avdhut, you didn't disturb me. But when these people like Devle, when they go out, there is a vortex, a bhovra, the atmosphere which is created. And the people who are very close to him, they go down in the bhovra. You know this bhovra vortex in the sea? Once you go inside, you cannot come out. You can just go down. So I can see them going down and my heart cries for them. And she said that this Devle, he was a very great bhakta of Shirdi Sai Baba. And Šrí Mátadží said, okay, now I am there. Shirdi Sai Baba is not there. Those deities, they help you to go up. But then you should see Šrí Mátadží. And sometimes, especially I would say in India, many people have this difficulty to leave their own deities. And those things we have to really remember. Always our main aim is Šrí Mátadží's feet. Can we see this photo number 6D? So the main thing is our attention should be on the lotus feet of Šrí Mátadží. And so that full attention, we should not be on anybody else. I'm repeating, not on anybody else and not on anything else. Our desire should be absolutely pure, and the attention should be on the feet of lotus feet of Šrí Mátadží. No, I am reminded of this Arjuna story, wherein they said, Arjuna, why he is the best in art. So the Dronacharya, he said, okay, there is a bird sitting on the tree, and you have to just, with your bow, you are narrow, you have to just put the arrow in the eye of the bird. And they asked all of them, what do you see? And they said, I see the sky, I see the tree, I see the leaves. All of them. And then Arjuna's turn came and we asked him, what do you see? So he said, I don't see anything. I just see the eye of the bird. And he got it. The others, they could not get the eye of the bird. Is it something like that? Our attention should be on the feet of Šrí Mátadží, all what Šrí Mátadží has said. This is something which, it came in my mind, so I'm telling you.
Sure, Uncle. I wanted to touch upon two slightly emotional topics, Uncle, and I'm sure it must be difficult for you. Your father, mother, everyone was part of the Sahaj Yoga family, Uncle. And I just wanted to know, Uncle, how, when your mother passed away, your worldly mother passed away. So how did mother help you on that particular? How did Šrí Mátadží help you on that particular front?
Yes, so in fact, my worldly mother passed away in 84, May 84. Now in 83, my sister was with Šrí Mátadží, taking care of Šrí Mátadží's bags and everything. Myself, my father were on the buses, 2 buses. But Šrí Mátadží said, my mother, you should not come on the tour. You be at home. She was with some Sahajogini. Then in 84, January, suddenly one night 2 Sahajogis came from the tour and they said, Šrí Mátadží wants Mr. and Mrs. Pai on the tour the very next day. And they both of them went. Then Šrí Mátadží said to both of them, especially to my mother, can come on the tour, but never come in front of me. Physically, you should not come in front of me. So she was all right. And then my father also, he was on the tour. And this was in February. And then in February, I think so, Shivaratri Puja, some marriages. Šrí Mátadží came, my mother came in front of Šrí Mátadží, and Šrí Mátadží really did not like it, and she scolded her very much. And my mother felt very bad. Then after the tour went away, my mother said, oh, I was feeling so bad. I said, don't worry, something Šrí Mátadží is cleaning. Don't worry about it. And this happened in February, March 21st birthday. I went to Šrí Mátadží's house to ask Šrí Mátadží if my mother and father can go to UK, because my sister was carrying and they wanted the grandparents to come. And so I went and asked Šrí Mátadží. At that time, we used to ask all sorts of, when so many things. Šrí Mátadží, please put a bandhan. My exams are there. Šrí Mátadží, so many things, small things we used to ask. So Šrí Mátadží, I told her, and Šrí Mátadží suddenly said, oh, your mother is not well. But my mother was well. And on the 4th or 5th of April, my mother could not sleep. She was having breathing trouble. And we did a lot of things, nothing happened. And on the th, I think, of May, we took her to the hospital for X-ray. And they found that the ventricle had some problem, whatever. And the same night, Šrí Mátadží came in the dream of my mother in the form of Sri Lakshmi. And she said to my mother, remember one thing, leave everything at my lotus feet. do not worry about anything. Your children, your husband, just leave it to me. I will take care of all of them. And my mother, if Šrí Mátadží is coming in the dream, it was the best thing that could ever happen, like all of us. And then she had a good, we can say, good sleep, and we thought that in few days she'll come back home. Next night again, it was a Tuesday night, and Šrí Mátadží again came in the same form as Lakshmi and told my mother, now do you remember what I told you? Don't you forget. Says, yes, I remember. And Šrí Mátadží said, okay. So again, next day, my mother told us this story. She was so happy. And Wednesday night, she passed away. And Šrí Mátadží later on sent a very beautiful letter to my father, which I still have, a very private letter, and in which Šrí Mátadží said, I tried to tell you in Rahuri, but God's will is God's will, you cannot go against his will. Later on, I realized that somebody told that when somebody passes away very early, like she was 56, we have some desires left. And Šrí Mátadží prepared her for the journey of the last journey. And later on, Šrí Mátadží said, no, she went up very well, no problem. So that's how Šrí Mátadží would see it before she prepared. And these kind of things, I'm sure she has done in many other things. I remember many other instances she has done it. But she wouldn't tell us why and what of things. Like one fellow yogi, good yogi, the West, when he came, he got some lung infection, and Šrí Mátadží sent kerosene from Australia for him to put. And Šrí Mátadží said, okay, do what is necessary from the medical point of view, also do what is necessary and put this. And he got cured quite rather fast. And then later on, Šrí Mátadží said his father was very strict with him. That's why he had a pressure on the heart. And this, because of this, it sort of cleared. So sometimes we see something bad happening, but there is always something good which is coming out, especially for the Sahajogis. Šrí Mátadží in October 1985, Strasbourg, Šrí Mátadží said, all your lives of all the Sahajogis are chiseled out. So if this is the thing, I feel that whatever happens in my life is what Šrí Mátadží wants that should happen. And whatever happens is for my spiritual good. So that you don't get too much elated and neither you get depressed. When you don't feel too happy or unhappy. So this is a small incident which marked my life.
Jai Šrí Mátadží, uncle. Very emotional experience, to say the least. Also took me into complete deep meditation once again. So, uncle, this was about your mother. I also wanted to ask you similar experience that you had during when your father passed away, uncle. He was, I think, a fairly well-known Sahajogi. Many people in Bombay actually know him. So if you can narrate and relate that experience also, uncle, that would be great.
Yes, he passed away on the 23rd of May 1994. And in February, he wrote a will. And in the will, he gave everything to Sahajoga. And in the will, he had written that he has got, like for example, he's got a lot of cassettes, he's got books, this, that, and everything for Sajoga, for library and this and that. Then he said there were two things. One is this Urmila flat in Andheri, and one is the land which we had in Karjat. Now, land in Karjat, he said, is for the brother, and this Andheri flat should be for Sajoga. And he said that if anything could be changed in other things, that's okay, but these two things should not be changed. And I took this will to Šrí Mátadží. In Kapela, and Šrí Mátadží was reading. There was tears coming out of her eyes. She said, "Sagale deun mokle zale." In Marathi means he has given everything and he's freed himself. She said he was very astute as far as money was concerned. He was a right-hand man of Sri Baba Mama, who was the chartered accountant. So all his accounts he used to take care, and said he was, from money point of view, was very, very strict. He couldn't give anything, no money to anybody if doesn't have any receipt. Then she said that he could feel his death coming. He could feel his death coming. That's why in February he wrote this will. And in this will also, Šrí Mátadží, he had written that there is an executor of the will, and this executor will execute the will of Pai uncle. And he had nominated. Now what happened was, till 1999, nothing was done about this flat or anything else. I went again to Šrí Mátadží, and Šrí Mátadží was not very happy with this executor of the will, and she changed the executor of the will, and she nominated Mr. Hari Jalan to execute the will of Pai uncle. And I think so in 1 or 2 years, this flat was on Sajoga's name. And not only that, in 2003, I had an opportunity to go in front of Šrí Mátadží, and she said that तुझ्या बाबांनी जिवंतपणे एवढी सेवा केली, आणखीन गेल्यावरती हे घर देऊन गेले. Your father served me so much when he was alive, and after going, he gave even this house for Sajoga. And it was such a big, and she again and again she said, Ashirwad, amche Ashirwad hai. Yes, it is quite moving. It was, because when I relate to you, I can literally see all those things, all those moments when I was in Kabela, Šrí Mátadží reading that letter. The tears coming out of her eyes like this. And even next time in 2003 also, when I went, Šrí Mátadží told, and something very, very heartfelt. So these are the two things. And this very flat, Šrí Mátadží very much wanted it to become an office. And finally it became an office. And still it is in LET's hands, LET Mumbai.
Yes, Šrí Mátadží uncle, very moving experience to say the least.
Sorry, I was a bit moved.
My apologies to ask the question, but I had to ask. I wanted to know